me included, because it is all, you know, it's me really releasing myself and allowing. You know, there's moments in that I was going, oh no, I should have said, I needed to say, it should have been better than. But the fact is that I try to get to this point where I actually stop the self.
Yes,
judgment.
and it just happens.
And it just happens.
That's
when
what
you look back,
spontaneity
you
is.
actually don't even remember
it just starts
saying
to
or
come
doing.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, I would say you know, for me it's also grown quite organically, although I do have moments, because I've always thought of myself as a writer, because my art side was sort of a hobby, you know, that I gave up once I found it to be a little bit, you know, limiting, and I quit sort of my journalist background to focus on writing fiction, and in the process I was travelling, I met up with Tony, I started painting with him, suddenly remembered that yes, actually I like to do that as well, and so then, you know, I sort of structured my life to be half art in the visual performance, whatever sense, and half writing. So I do sometimes feel like a bit of a split personality, but I think that each side, you know, really feeds the other, and they
but
really
gone
over.
are the days of strict specialization.
I think in everything, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think the world has moved to a point where we're starting to realize that we are, you know, my personal belief is that we are all artists in our own,
Right.
you know, in the
People
true
ask
sense
you
of art.
what you do, you can say I'm an artist, and it doesn't have to be a visual artist. It doesn't have
Correct.
to be an
We've all become
installation
Correct.
artist.
multitaskers. Well, one idea that came to mind, you should really introduce Tony and Manisha to your father and mother. You know.
Yes.
You
I
said
look forward to it.
Definitely
You
will.
said something earlier.
We're planning an event for November, so all performance artists know that I will be contacting you very soon. All of the Filipino performance artists I will be inviting. This will be most likely a one-night only exhibit, and I'm plugging it, even though there are no definite plans for it, in November, mid-November, and I'll definitely be inviting.
Fantastic.
The reason I said that about her father in particular, Cesare, is that you said something earlier, and that he himself experiences often the inexplicable sudden rush of genius. No, really. That's what happens to her dad.
Yeah.
And I know that when it happens to him, you know, I try to steer clear away from him.
Yes.
It becomes too electric.
Yeah. Well, after the Magnet show, I came off the stage at the end of that, and I had to escape and get it. I had to go and find an alley where I sat for a good half hour, where I just shook, and
decompression.
Tears rolled down my. I was just like, it was all this kind of like, whew, where did that, you know?
Because it's all there. Yeah, it's theater, it's music, it's dance in a way, you know, it's literature, it's visual art, it's sculpture. You know, everything is there, and people were taking videos of it. So that includes cinema and video. It's all there. It's all there.
Right.
In any case, can we have a sample for the show? Where we can have Tony here do an a cappella. We can't say a reading because he doesn't really do readings. He does, I don't know, recitations, concerts, monologues.
Okay, here we go. I'll stand actually if that's all right. I sort of find I need to get a bit of space around me. Am I performing to a camera?
This one?
This one. So do I really need to come back down here? Right.
Does he have to? Well,
Di siya pwedeng tumayo.
you can.
You may stand.
You may. Yeah.
I can stand.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. We need to make a move. Who needs to make a move? What do we need to prove? Who needs to make the move? We need to make a move. Eyes right, hold tight. Black, faces white. Blank faces, lightweight. Porn stars, protect the gates. Pieces of 8. The bishop wants a birthday present. The bishop wants a lift. The bishops want a gift from God, right? Oh, really, says the knight. So I hear, says the man who holds the fort at the rear. They all do, says the queen. The bishop looks glum. Take your pick, either one. The board is set, check. Blank, black, check. 8, either way, the stage is set. Check, A, mate. It all comes down to being me, says the king. It all comes down to being free, says the knight. It all comes down to being, says the bishop. It all comes down, says the fortress. It all comes and goes, says each and every porn star. Damn it all, says the queen. I want to be seen to win. I like the idea of starting a fight. I like the idea of having it all. I like the idea of a career, says the queen. The queen knows the game is over before it begins. Life is over before it begins, says the king. We need to make a move, we do. But I am stuck behind the lines with all of you, trapped in this walled city, trapped inside the cell inside, the cell inside, the cell inside. The king knows there's nothing behind him. The knight knows there is nothing ahead but death. The bishop wants a present for his birthday. The fortress holds the key to sanctity. The pawn is hot. The pawn is what drives us on, says the king. The pawn is everything.
Excellent, Tony. Excellent. I take it, it's not just chess that you're talking about, right?
Well, I think that's actually an ongoing piece. That's I've been writing that piece for a long time, and that's a piece that I specifically wrote when I arrived in Manila 2 months ago.
Okay.
And I was showing you my book before, and that's
Yes.
These are my notebooks, which I fill in, no matter where I go.
Obsessively.
And that was day one 2 months ago. That
You can show it to the
Glorietta.
camera. Yeah.
that was
Yeah,
day
that's
one.
day one,
Outside Bo's Coffee in Glorietta 5, and that was what I saw looking across at the. Have you seen that?
There is life here.
There is life here, exactly, and that was before I knew anything of what was going to come. In fact,
How does your writing process start, Tony? Is it thematic initially, or do you start with a line and then just develop it? Is it the beauty or the felicitousness of the line itself, or the line vis-a-vis idea?
I have ongoing themes. So the ongoing themes are there, and then I tried to capture my stream of consciousness. My stream of conscious thought. So an idea will hit me. I guess the thing that I am doing more and more now is editing as I go. I used to write a lot of stuff down as it came and then try to trawl through it. Now I've become more selective, or ask Manisha to. Now I've become more selective about how I do it.
Okay.
But yeah, it's and then it's about the beauty of the lines, and
Yes.
sometimes it's about not. It's about listening to the idea that comes into your head and not trying to change it for at first it may not make sense, but then it starts to make another sense that I then
Right.
it expands, the ideas will then, if I give myself time
Yeah.
to listen to myself, then the ideas will actually
Like an
take-
argument
they'll
develop
take you-
and
yeah, they'll take you
So there's
places.
constant revision.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Constant revision.
Constant revision, constant,
it's like a dialogue in your head, wouldn't you say?
absolutely.
Do you ever put it down on paper permanently, like as a published form, like in an anthology or your own
Published
book?
poem.
Or are you one of those who are against that sort of?
No, I'm
Posterization.
against nothing. So
Okay.
I think I would. That's a really
Yeah.
good thing to establish.
Okay,
I'm
very
against
good.
nothing. I kind of feel like everything has a place, no matter what.
Beautiful. Yeah.
I like to. Yeah, I like to put it down. What I'm actually doing is I'm writing. I like to handwrite, and I find that I